Hi there, my name is Dr. Debbie French, and I'm an assistant professor of science education at Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I will be joining you this afternoon to talk about sanding your guitar body as well as your neck and the headstock that you just cut out. So welcome. The first thing that we're going to talk about today is sandpaper. And it's likely that many of our students haven't had much experience with sandpaper. So we're going to talk about grit sizes and the numbers. So I picked up a sample piece of sandpaper, and as you can see, it's really rough, and you can see the individual pieces of grit. You can see the grain size. And this has a number of about 60. And if I go to this other end, there's really smooth sandpaper. If I pick it up, you really can't see the individual grain sizes. This is at the other end of the spectrum. It's about 400. Now, so I've got some examples here. The lower the number, the larger the grain size. When you want to remove material, you're going to start with a lower grain size. Now your guitar bodies come already lightly sanded, so a lot of the hard work has been done for us. So we're not going to start at the low end. We're going to jump in with a 220 grit sandpaper. We're going to wipe it off with a tack cloth, then move to 320, and then if you have it available, 400. That 400 sanding is optional. We recognize that we're in a pandemic right now. You may or may not choose to go out and get all sorts of fancy sandpaper. Just use what you have. So that brings me to the next topic of sanding tools. So here we've got a rubber sanding block. Sandpaper just fits in. You can lift it up, put the sandpaper in, and there's some nails in here, so be careful. You don't get your fingers mashed in, and that holds the sandpaper on. These work just fine. If you don't have that, or if you would prefer to use this, we've got an electric palm sander that works as well. If you really want to move or remove a lot of material in an aggressive manner, a handheld belt sander will work, or if you happen to have a rigid sanding station, those work as well. If you'll notice, I'm wearing jeans and closed-toed shoes. That's a good thing for shock safety. Some of us or your students might be allergic to some of the woods. And so we've got some dust masks here if you're lucky enough to have these on hand, or you could always use the homemade masks. And if you are not wearing impact glasses like I am, you can always wear some safety glasses over your glasses. So this concludes the information for video 1. We're going to actually do some sanding here for video 2. Thanks for watching.